Hey there, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Jason Stapleton. This is the Forex Market Preview, and if you don't know what that is and you've stumbled across this by accident, this is where we talk about the Forex market every single week, and I try and take a look at what's happening in the Forex market, try and give you some insight into that, and show you where I think some of the best plays will be made into next week, and where I think the best opportunities are. Now, we base that completely off of Sunday and off of the close that happened on Friday. So I may or may not be right. So as always, just be very careful about what information you choose to use. What I hope that you get out of this is a little bit of education and insight into the way I work through the market and what I look at, because that can be very powerful as a teaching tool in getting you and your eye trained to seeing the same type of structure and the same types of pattern formations that we look at here pretty frequently. Now, if you are one of the more than 33,000 people who get this email every single week, I just want to say welcome back, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you subscribed. And if you are not a subscriber and you like this video, please subscribe for me. And then you can get this video every single week. You can also go to tradeempowered.com. That's my website. And you can also see what other cool stuff that we have. A lot of people ask about the syndicate. We're going to be talking about the syndicate a little bit today, too, in reference. So I want to take a look here. Let's start off with dollar yen. Huge move here in the dollar yen on Friday. Now, I happen to, in the syndicate, Friday I had two trades that I placed. One of them is a New Zealand dollar trade. The other one is a dollar yen trade. I happen to be long dollar yen just before the move, right here at around 1730s. And I happen to be short New Zealand dollar, and I'll show you the New Zealand dollar trade in a minute. Now, I talked with, every day what I do in the syndicate is I basically explain, I place trades, and then I let everyone know what trades I placed and where I bought and where I've entered, and then when I exit, I let everybody know when I get out. And then every morning in what we call War Room, I explain those trades to you. So I try and have my trades placed before we go into War Room. That way I can say, okay, here's what I did today, and here's why I did it. So we went through and we talked about the process for this dollar yen trade, and I want to walk through it with you guys as well, because I think it would be a good study for us. Now, so I am going to delete a bunch of this stuff, and we're going to walk back through it. I'm just going to clean my chart off, and I'll leave this stuff up. It's it's up high, but let's go out to a daily chart. So a while back, you'll remember from the Forex Market Preview that I told you there was this resistance level up here. And I thought that the market was probably, once it got into this resistance level, was going to find, some potential retracement here. Well, the market came up and just barely tapped it. Dollar yen barely tapped it, and we came off of it. And then we've been in kind of this back and forth price action. Now, you have to ignore, let me fatten this up so you can see it. You have to ignore this spike up, because we didn't know that this was going to happen when I started talking about this trade. But I came into the syndicate, guys, and I said, look at what's happening. And I just drew a couple of trend lines for them. I said, here's a trend line here, kind of something like that. You got a little trend line here. I said this market is coiling. We're seeing the market make lower highs and higher lows and lower high, and now we're back into this higher low. And I said, this is looking like we're going to see another spike higher. Now, why do I think we're going to see that? Well, if I collapse my chart up here a little bit and I consolidate so you can see kind of everything that's happened in here, one of the things you're going to notice, huge upward move, and then this consolidation or coiling that I referred to earlier. Now, this coiling forms what's called a pendant formation. So you get a strong vertical upward move, whether you're looking at the entire move here or whether you just grab this line and you bring it in here. You say, well, yep, most certainly there is some coiling going on here, and that does make a nice little pendant formation. In a perfect world, it would look like this. We get a straight vertical move, and then we get this nice little pointy flag thing that comes out looking like this. But unfortunately, trading isn't perfect, so we never see a straight vertical move, or almost never. And then we rarely see a perfect little pendant form up. But you can see the similarities in these two little pattern formations that get set up. So I said, all right, let's go one level deeper. Let's drop down onto our 1 hour chart, our trading time frame, and let's take a look at what's happening there. Well, as you can see, we had this little back and forth area, and the market had put in this really, really nice little support level here. Okay? We had one little false breakout right here, but for the most part, we held that line just beautifully. Then what happened? Look at what happened right here. We get a break below, we open at 1687, significantly lower than the previous support level. This happened, of course, on a Sunday when the market opens back up, or for those of you who live in Australia, it would have been on Monday morning. What happens after that? The market immediately goes on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour rally and goes right back above the previous structure support level. Since that time, we have failed to move below 1687, indicating the market's intention or desire to go higher. Now, I can couple this with some discussion that I've had about the fundamentals in Japan and how Japan has basically said, look, we're going to inflate our currency, or we're going to pump money into our economy or into our market. We're going to print more yen, and we're going to destroy our own currency. We're going to devalue. And so they have not made any decision or have announced any plans to stop that. And so we can only assume that their continued printing is going to cause a continuation of the rally we've already seen in dollar yen. Now, if I go ahead and collapse my chart up here on the hourly time frame, what you will see again, remember, ignore this part because this happened after we placed the trade. We see some more consolidation as the market continues to make lower highs here and higher lows here. So I said, you know what, I'll take a chance here. I'll just go ahead and I'll buy it up as the market kind of comes to a point here. If we break to the downside, I've got relatively minimal risk compared to what my potential reward would be. Now, I am still holding this dollar yen trade. Why? Because I think we're headed back up to test 122s. At 121, I'm going to look at clearing this off, just so you know. Maybe even a little under that at this previous structure level here, because it was pretty significant. We had several days where the market held around here at this 120.66 level. But if we can get there, this is going to be a really nice run. And Friday's close signifies, potential continuation of the move back up into this 120.60s level. Now, we could get a whole lot more than that, but relative to what I've risked and to where I am now, it'd be 250, 300 pips of potential profit in here on this trade, and a really, really nice, what could be a 2-day move. But, oh, shoot, I'm sorry, guys, I forgot to flip this over. My bad. I normally don't do that. But I'm probably going to, let me just back up. So I'm going to run up into this level at around 120.66, and that'll be a good 250 pips or so of move. And that's where I'm looking to take off those profits at. And again, that could be a nice potentially 2-day move, 3-day move. And doing 100 pips a day or 150 pips a day, nothing wrong with that at all. Now, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Pound dollar. This is one for you guys for tomorrow, or when the market opens here. Look at where this market is retracing to. Boom, look left, structure leaves clues. There's the previous resistance level. Market's right back down into that previous resistance level on the daily chart. We drop down to our hourly time frame. What do we see? Market's put in a little bump there. Any indication, a retest of 52.19s, anything like that would give you an indication that the market intends to stop here. Is going to be, in my opinion, a great place to look at buying. Stops are going to have to go below this cycle bottom here at around 151.60s. Okay? And again, this is counter to the underlying trend. Back out here on the daily chart, yes, we've broken structure here. But look at the move. I mean, I don't need to zoom in that much, but you can see the move from 172 now down trading around 150. Heavily bearish market. But as you can see, also, as we make our move down, this is the first time since the rollover happened, as I draw in my previous resistance levels, that the market has violated a resistance level. So this is significant in my opinion, and it's worth taking a shot here at a buy and a press potentially up into 55s. Could get even higher than that. We could come all the way up to 56s, but 55s is a pretty safe bet there. Looking at the other one that I've got on for today, Euro Yen. Euro yen is playing around. You can look right here, previous structure low. Market's back up into that level now. Looking left, you've got some more structure over here that's just after the dip. Dropping down onto the hourly time frame, you're going to see resistance, resistance, resistance. Pretty decent short right here. You can short from here, stops above the swing highs here, looking for a press back down into the low part of this move, which would be somewhere around 32.50s. So a potential for a couple of hundred pips here in a downward move for about, if you're getting at 34.60s, 35, for less than 100 pips of risk. So pretty decent, more than a 2-to-1 risk reward on that. So give that an eye as well. And then the other one that we took was New Zealand. New Zealand, kind of the same thing. You can look out on the daily chart. You can see here that the market had bounced back up. We'd hit a little shelf here of 2 or 3 days. I've been watching this level back here. But we'd hit like 1, 2, 3, 4 days kind of sitting at this resistance level, this little bump in the road over here. And then when I drop down to my 1-hour time frame and I consolidate my chart up here, what you guys notice is, hey, there's that little support level in there. Market came in. We tested it once. We tested it twice. We tested it a third time. And when we tested it that third time and we got back up in that range around 74.26s, I just ended up shorting. And I said, you know what? I'm going to short this thing. If we break above the highs here at around 74.48s, I'm just going to get out of the trade. And we've got a potential move back down into 7200s. Now, we're sitting right here at the previous lows at around 73.42s. We closed very, very nicely at the end of Friday. So my expectation here is we see continued downside move, potentially here initially down into 73s. Look left, structure leaves clues for a little bit of structure there. So a lot of stuff happening this week, guys. A couple of trades that we were already involved with, what I'm expecting to happen there. We've got pound dollar and also euro yen that are potentially setting up for this week that you guys can watch and take a look at as well. I haven't done much pattern stuff recently. I will get back into doing that for those of you guys who really like the pattern stuff. I know I get a lot of questions on that. The problem is patterns are pretty simple once you learn the ratios that we use for the patterns. There isn't a lot of training value there, and I always want you leaving here every single week feeling like you've gained a little knowledge on the side of technical trading, and that you've learned a little bit about structure and something that will empower you and can help take you out into your trading week. Now, at the very beginning when you come in, it sounds like you don't have a clue what I'm even talking about. It's just you're like, man, I don't understand a word that guy's saying. But stick around. Come back a few weeks. Start listening to the nomenclature and the stuff that we use. If you want to get involved in the syndicate, that's another great way. I've had dozens of people email me and say, you know what, when I first joined the syndicate, it was like you were speaking a foreign language to me. But I kept coming in. I kept being involved in War Room. I kept watching the videos. I kept going to my charts and looking at what you were looking at. And he said, now it's just amazing what it's done for my trading. And so if you want to take that next level with us, do it. Just come join the syndicate. There'll be a link underneath this video in the About section. You can just click on it. You can go read about the syndicate and what's involved with it. And if not, just keep coming back here every week. I do this video for you. It's absolutely free. And my goal here is that you become a more empowered, more confident, and ultimately more successful and more profitable trader. So thank you guys for watching the video for me. Hit that like and share button. And don't forget to subscribe to the page if you like the video. Until next time, guys, good luck, good trading. I'll talk to you soon.